Oh, I did see something interesting that the Score Esports made another fucking Overwatch hate video. Like, bro, can the Score like is it a literal challenge to make a video that isn't so negative about Overwatch, but fucking stop grinding Valorant so damn hard. Like, I wouldn't care if they hated Overwatch so much, but if they didn't shove Valorant
Swing it
down their
around
nose,
with
like,
maximum
holy shit,
efficiency,
man.
I'm a freak. I be swinging
Actually
it
sad.
Ruckus watches me swing it and
Overwatch
rates
was
my
supposed
swings
to
out of 10. Him
save
really
Blizzard.
that guy, the
We had
number
so much
one
to prove. We
swinger.
wanted to
Who is
show
this guy?
everybody that,
Blue, you
you
met
know,
one
Oh,
swinger.
shut the
watch me
fuck
go.
up.
It's so smooth, it's so fresh, it's so dynamic.
It
so
was.
responsive. It's just absolutely ridiculous on every level. I mean, it is my favorite game.
Let's get high, Brooklyn. Let's get high.
Instead, it was the beginning of the end for one of the most beloved game developers in the world.
Vegeta is another prime example of what Blizzard is doing wrong.
People and pro players scrim this meta probably 6 to 8 hours a day.
Well, you know, you want your team to win, right? They're going to have to play what's meta.
At a certain point, I'm like,
No, someone ruined Blue's 0 ban. Come on, bruh.
what do you people want?
It is not fun. It is not skill. This
I
is
did.
so bad.
That's
There are these
cringe.
moments of regret that you have as a game developer.
There was no hope. There was no communication, zero at all.
Between a broken game, a waning player base, and enormous controversy, it seemed like there was
But it's Overwatch 2 now? Well, it doesn't matter. It's the same game. Like, realistically, if we talk about the history of Overwatch, there's no reason of separating both games. They're the same game, just worse.
no hope left for Overwatch. And yet, Blizzard got one last chance to make it right.
It's hilarious that they literally did get one last chance. They actually had like one last like big rally to with a big viewership, and so we had 1 million concurrent viewers and they fumbled again. Bro, PvE won't change shit. It's gonna suck.
Blizzard used to be one of the most beloved game developers in the world. They pioneered real-time strategy games, MMOs, and action RPGs.
I don't know why anyone acts like they care about PvE. Well, I care about PvE, don't get me wrong. Like, off stream, I only play PvE games, really. Like, I don't really play PvP at all. Like, I usually just play, like, single player or, like, PvE games. But my point is that it's just gonna be bad, because they're not gonna do it well.
RPGs, building
Why are you linking a song while I'm watching a video?
massive fan base with some of the biggest games out there. And in 2007, they began to expand their empire, starting development on a new MMO codenamed Titan. But by 2014, after running into problems during development, Blizzard scrapped Titan entirely. Blizzard still needed something new, though, and a handful of Titan devs were called on to design Blizzard's next big IP.
Farrah.
What they came up with was Overwatch. Drawing from the MOBAs Blizzard helped inspire and the success of Valve's Team Fortress 2, Project Titan was already a class.
Tracer's name was Jumper. Ain't no way. Architect, Symmetra, Mechanic, bruh. I forgot that Genji was a girl.
Based shooter, but Overwatch sharpened the concept. The team used assets from Titan to put together.
Dude, fucking some of these characters look so cool. I hope they come out someday.
Their pitch to Blizzard executives, getting the green light to launch
Bro's
Blizzard's
name is
first new
McCloud.
IP since 1998.
And it's been, I think, not even a year at that point that, you know, we came off a canceled project and we had so much to prove. We wanted to show everybody that, you know,
that shit look like Roblox.
much to prove. We wanted to show everybody that, you know, we're not failures. We can make a game.
The game was actually fun, and you can kind of see Temple of Anubis is really taking shape now in terms of level design. And then we were really proud. This is just 24 days later.
Damn.
You can see the progress that was made. And the whole time here, the UI is evolving. The game mode is starting to work.
Time
Like
bomb,
we actually
I'm
have
dead.
capture points that you can stand on.
And at BlizzCon 2014, Overwatch was finally revealed to the
What
world.
are you eating?
The
Ube.
wait ends right now.
Okay, sorry.
Overwatch. Soldiers,
I
scientists,
couldn't tell.
adventurers,
Overwatch was everything Blizzard fans wanted and seemed like a chance to bring in new players as well. Between the incredible cinematic trailer and the unique gameplay, it really felt like Blizzard had a hit that could reach the casual audience too, which is something Blizzard
Oh my god, Bastion with a shield. They should give Bastion his shield back.
really needed. At the time, Blizzard games were beginning to face what would become a massive decline. World of Warcraft was bleeding subscribers, Diablo's fanbase was dwindling after the disastrous Diablo 3 launch, and StarCraft had all but collapsed as an esport, taking its large competitive community with it. Heroes of the Storm came out in 2015, but Blizzard's attempt to take back MOBAs did not pay off. The game just never found a large enough audience to compete. So, all of Blizzard's hopes laid with Overwatch. A beloved WoW designer, Jeff Kaplan, was leading the charge for Overwatch's development.
No, yeah, I agree. I think the happiest moments of my life were the first ever Christmas during Overwatch and playing Christmas King's Row.
The face
I think I was the least amount of worries I ever had in my entire life.
Of the game, reassuring Blizzard's diehards. And in an effort to appeal to a wider audience beyond that, Blizzard released highly produced animated shorts about each hero to help tell their story before Overwatch launched. So by the time the open beta hit in 2016, everyone was primed to fall in love with the game.
Twitch Prime
is exactly what happened.
We're all excited.
Super excited, would you say?
I'm kind of
watching
super
Genji
depressed
was
as
so
well,
cool.
I'm not playing Overwatch right now.
It's so smooth, it's so fresh, it's so dynamic.
The game could have been
so
good.
responsive.
That's
It's
crazy.
just absolutely ridiculous on every level. I mean, it is my favorite game.
Once I got a lobby of friends together, I had a superb time. If you play this game with friends who are willing to work together, play as support or tank classes, and have fun at the same time, you're going to really enjoy this game.
9.7 million players turned up to try
shit.
Overwatch over the span of 4
I remember,
days.
dude, I remember the queue to get into the game on launch was over like 10 million.
And when the game
I remember my shit said 10 million people in line. Bro,
officially
what?
launched a couple of weeks later, that hype continued. Overwatch was an instant hit, and it wasn't hard to see why. The game was a breath of fresh air in the FPS space, combining powerful and fun MOBA-style abilities with fast-paced, head-clicking action.
Yeah.
The characters all felt distinct, each with their own style that made them stand out and easy to love. Not to mention the fact that those cinematics Blizzard released in the months leading up to the launch helped people get attached to the cast before they even got to play the game. And perhaps most importantly, Overwatch's unique game modes forced players to work together. Overwatch launched specifically without the team deathmatch mode, so common in other shooters. The game proudly demanded players learn teamwork and communication to succeed. It was something truly unique.
Okay, so you gotta put sentries in here.
This is a classic.
And a sentry there.
This is a classic.
And a sentry there. And just cover the whole f***ing thing in sentries.
They're not gonna come in here.
They are. They're gonna come in here. Oh my god, they killed him!
I don't like it that much. It's
Killed
strong.
her!
I like it. I like the smell kind of. Oh, this is the first ever Overwatch video I watched in my life. I literally showed this on stream a while ago. I put this in my video.
Alright, I don't know if anyone just saw what I did there, but I'm pretty proud of that. My friend got hooked, and so I ran forward with
fucking Seagull. This game is
my
stacked. Seagull, Moon, Pooks, Renbot, holy shit.
Hooked, and so I ran forward with
Kipperton, thanks for the 2 months.
The hook for him.
But even in those early days, there were concerns about the burgeoning competitive scene.
Holy shit. How many of these people made Al? Cruz made Al, right? Shore 4. And Kai as a coach, right? That's it?
It already seemed like Blizzard was struggling to balance.
Holy shit. And all of these players made Al except for Internet Hulk. Fucking sad, man. Harry Hook, hates women. Coco, Chips Asian, Tailspin, Imu.
Balance Overwatch.
I have seen where a pro meta team composition, which enables maximum sustainability, has developed as one of the best ways to control a point. It's called a 2-2-2 setup. It has 2 Winstons, 2 Tracers, and 2 Lucios.
That was
and
the meta.
At one point, one of the control games, which is the gameplay you're watching in the background, both teams were running the same one.
I remember on 2CP chat, if you were, say you're on Hanamura in pro comms, and you had to stall, you would all swap to Winston.
And if players ever found themselves in a sudden death situation, a coin flip decided who got to start on offense and essentially win.
Yeah, whoever attacked first just won the game.
Which
Yeah.
of course nobody liked. Blizzard started fixing some of the more glaring issues with the competitive game mode though, and Overwatch's esports scene began to grow.
Devitt coming back in with the Pharah. Zumba goes down fairly soon, but there's a Primal Rage for Miro. You gotta get away from that monkey. Wow, 2 mid-air hits, 3 mid-air hits. See ya! Oh, he gets back! Upper goes down in this push.
Yep, the Eye of Kaiser.
Oh, a 5-man Earthshatter, though. They're going to give the nano boost.
Kaiser!
He gets 2. The Eye of the Kaiser.
Okay, they're going to try and take the high ground up. They're going to boost on top of the high ground.
Nice C clip. Well, they're showing all of Apex right now.
What is this?
I love you, Meta Athena.
What is this? Meta Athena coming down. Lutakai has no...
Nowadays, you do that, and Owl is considered breaking the rules. Fucking, like, bug system disqualified, banned from Owl, fined, illegal.
idea they're coming from this angle.
It was starting to look like Blizzard had the next great esports.
Look how cool this was, dude. Bruh.
Until it all came crumbling down.
Minus 5K? I didn't see anything.
We designed Overwatch
from
the ground up to excel as a competitive game. We're looking for the top players in the world and the team owners who will form the Overwatch League.
Oh no.
There will be regular schedules, professional contracts, free agency, baseline minimum salaries, and benefits, providing more stability for teams and players.
Oh no.
In November 2016, just a few months after Overwatch launched, Blizzard announced the Overwatch League. And while people were immediately excited for the possibilities,
Season 1 was great.
The franchise before the scene really picked
Season
up
1 was amazing.
The beginning of a difficult era for Overwatch esports. Smaller orgs, many of which had helped grow the scene, were unable to afford the reported $20 million price tag for a spot in the league and were pushed out of the game. Meanwhile, the Overwatch League might have featured some of the game's biggest, brightest talent, sure, but it had so much money being thrown around, it was difficult to justify.
These guys are getting paid to do this. The league minimum is 50 grand a year?
Yes.
And how high does it go potentially?
So there currently isn't a salary cap. So the scale is as good as, and is, to me, demand of the players.
Fucking raucous.
So the reality is, I don't see these guys any different, and these players any different than a LeBron James, a Stephen Curry. They are the
I mean, besides most of them being pedophiles, but
the elite of the elite at what they do globally.
In the early days of the Overwatch League, things were new and exciting, and the plays were amazing.
Classic.
Few kills here going in favor of the Gladiators. Another hack trying to come through from hydration onto agility.
Jake's a pedo? No, that's not what I said. I'm convinced that Kyoji watches my stream on selective, like, hearing text.
Oh no, he's gone! He's got another jump. He gets knocked back, barraged in. This is a bit ballsy. Fisher takes him down. Nobody but the like Fisher.
Let's use Earthshatter one fight. And
this sounds like a clip.
Zarya on the next fight, and you can kind of stagger those ultimates.
The subtitles don't work. I love that clip.
No way! Unbelievable! He gets knocked out of the path. But it looks like the Boston Uprising
such a good clip.
Take the point. That's the Widow Duel 1. Again, Philadelphia Fusion always going to come out on top.
Yeah, when the game was good. Hey, like I said, if there's ever a meta where Reinhardt is in the game, the meta's good. I don't care. And people are gonna say Goats ? Goats is a good meta. Suck my balls.
On the barrage there, the Graviton helping. Both supports are caught together. That's what they needed, but Carpe strikes in the...
Every time I die to a tank, I always think some sort of bullshit, right? Orisa killed me, this fucking bullshit. Hog hooked me, fucking one-shotted. If I die to a Reinhardt, I know that that motherfucker is better than me. Literally, I have never felt fairness dying to a tank unless it's Reinhardt.
But as the weeks and months went by, it became clear that the
Ryan kills me, I just think, damn, he got me.
biggest problem wasn't the esports ecosystem
My
or
juicer!
the insane amount of cash in the league. It was the balance.
A quote that Jeff Kaplan brought up in his forum post is that even if they make the game so balanced that a strategy or a character is just 1% better, pro players will say the character that's just 1% worse is unplayable. And
It
that's
is.
kind of true, really.
That's the
what it's
problem,
gonna come
yeah.
down to. Is it easier to dive or to counter dive?
The first year of the league offered little.
A big problem with Overwatch also is like, in League, it is sometimes worth it playing a worse character if the individual player is like insane at the character, right? But it almost is never worth it to play a worse character even if you're the GOAT at it. Like, in Overwatch, even if you are worse at the best character, you should almost always play it.
Diversity in hero picks, and most matches featured similar dive comps. It got old fast, and it didn't seem like Blizzard had a solution.
The meta right now
Jeffrey donated $121. This dude is glazing. Oh my god.
Ass. It is boring as.
I kind of like it. I like
just when everyone thought that things couldn't get any worse.
I like, oh,
Blizzard did the unthinkable.
I like the ube smell, but I feel like sugary. I don't know. I really like all of like the lavender
this is
smells.
Jeff from the Overwatch team. I am super excited to be here today because we finally get to talk about Hero 27. Who is Hero 27? Well, it is Brigitte Lindholm.
Brigitte was incredibly powerful on launch. Her kit was the most busted thing Overwatch had ever seen. She was basically unkillable, and players weren't happy.
How big is
this clip? Is so funny.
Like, am I healing? Oh no, dude.
Now Mickey has a rally. If he can stay alive, doing lots of damage, giving his team a good amount of healing as well. Getting a little bit low, needs to be careful here. Wow, he's got the rally off. They actually kept him alive.
It's so funny. You can see like the obvious power creep in Overwatch and how sad it is. I don't think any other game has a power creep like Overwatch has always introduced things to just destroy the next thing, right? So originally the first very hard meta was dive, right? Dive. Okay? So they created Brig. And I forgot to put the B in Brig. I was typing Drig. Brig, okay? And then Brig deleted dive, right? They only do such tragic changes, okay? And then Brig created goats, right? And then right. We couldn't figure out goats. We couldn't figure out how to fix it. So you know what? Another crazy ass power creep. 2, 2, 2. All right. Oh my god. Now it's 2, 2, 2. Okay. Right. We can't fix double shield. We can't fix double sniper. We can't fix these problems. What do? Remove an entire tank. -1 tank. Delete it. Like literally, they never actually fix anything. They just delete it. They never actually, like, the way you change games and fix games is changing small things that could lead to something good. Instead, what they do is just delete the last problem.
Brigitte is another prime example of what is going wrong with this game and what Blizzard is doing wrong. If you look at the way she supports, she adds additional health to characters, which is also a major problem. Every hero has a certain health meter for a reason, right? Like, that's actually going to be busted. It's going to be extremely unfun to play against.
Saviobi not really respecting Jayhawk here, getting right in his face, and Gambler. Saviobi flailing.
Brigitte's release marked the start of Overwatch's worst ever meta. Goats, a comp where teams would pick 3 support heroes and 3 tank heroes without a single damage-dealing hero.
It's arguably not the worst meta. It's not even close to the worst meta. It was just the longest, and no one can tell me otherwise. If Goats lasted a normal amount of time, no one would have hated it.
Dominated the game for nearly a year.
It was not terrible. Double shield is worse than Goats. Fucking Somber Reaper was worse than Goats. This meta right now is worse than Goats. It's just this meta lasted too long. That was it.
As once again, Blizzard refused to listen to the community. This meta led to long, confusing games that demanded a ton of skill, but were awful to watch.
We do see the Outlaws
classic.
Dante's Tracer. This has been some of the things that Outlaws fans have been waiting for is a good Tracer player on Houston. It's Jake on the far. This combo's worked well for them before, but as soon as they see the defensive setup, they will just simply swap it away. Crucial time lost here for the Outlaws.
Just letting the fans give their the fans here in the studio give their opinion.
Well, you know, you want your team to win, right? They're going to have to play what's meta.
Yeah, this is the score.
Players who had made a name for themselves for their incredible aim were forced off of the damage roll or were stuck warming the bench. Overwatch became the first competitive first-person shooter where shooting didn't matter. Blizzard made an attempt to kill Goats, even adding a hero designed to counter the meta, but nothing changed. Blizzard continued to ignore basically any and all feedback from their player base, and the game
Coco, stop it!
Chat, I cannot imagine what it's like to be a pro player right
Come
now.
on, do you want to leave?
Chat,
Go!
I want you to think of this, okay? People and pro players scrim this meta probably 6 to 8 hours a day.
And it wasn't just the game's pro scene that was affected.
Oh,
Even
is this Jake?
some of the casual
Wait, they left
community
out
was
where Jake slammed his desk. Why?
the game felt terrible.
Chat, I cannot imagine what it's like to be a pro player right now.
Oh, it
chat
did?
to chat, I want you to think of this, okay?
I looked away.
People and pro players scrim this meta
I did.
probably 6 to 8 hours a day.
And it wasn't just the game's pro scene that was affected. Even some of the casual community was beginning to walk away from Overwatch, in part because the game's story content was also lacking. In an effort to win back the core fans, Blizzard introduced role queue, forcing each team to have 2 heroes from each role and to lock in those roles before a match started.
Thank God 222 is happening.
The game has seen so many different unique
Fact
things,
fiction.
but I think it's time to settle down and sort of find like a standardized way to play the game.
I get to play DPS again. Woo!
But since DPS remained the most popular role outside the pro scene,
Goofy
many
Oskin.
players were forced to sit through ridiculous wait times just to play the game.
Elon Musk is gonna get us to Mars by the time this queue pops.
Meanwhile, the 222 role lock failed to encourage diversity at the pro level.
I've seen people say, well, Goats is dead, and now it's just double sniper, and that's going to be terrible. Or, oh, now everybody's just going to play
Well, this meta was fun, though, to be honest. Honestly, Sigma Hog was kind of fun.
McCree. And at a certain point, I'm like, what the hell do you people want?
The game devolved into shooting at shields, and players were once again left frustrated over the fact that, years later, Overwatch still wasn't a game about shooting their enemies. Simply put, Overwatch just wasn't fun.
So, in other words, you don't want them to eat all the ults in the game like D.Va.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
There are these moments of regret that you have as a game developer. And perhaps eating everybody's ult is one of those.
Meanwhile, Blizzard's decision to sign an exclusive streaming deal with YouTube decimated the Overwatch League's viewership.
Oh no.
Between the miserable games and the declining audience, the multi-million-dollar league began to look less and less like a
Bro, why is he wearing shorts?
viable
They're all wearing shorts.
career path.
Here you go. You ready? CSGO. Many maps, few balance changes.
Yeah, this was
One
crazy.
map, many balance changes. Right, now we get to Overwatch. Many balance changes, many maps. It makes Overwatch a big pain in the ass to figure out after balance changes, because after every single balance change that occurs, it changes it on every single map, and the entire map net is changed.
And while Overwatch was supposed to save the company, in most people's eyes, the game was dead and Blizzard was over.
But wait.
And yet,
But wait.
perhaps there's
more.
Still something
No way.
left to salvage.
Monsieur, does this mean
Overwatch is back? No.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Monsieur, does this mean Overwatch is back?
No.
In November 2019, Blizzard announced
classic, every time.
Overwatch 2, promising to repair the competitive
Every
mode
time.
and give casual players more PvE content. But as the years rolled by and more information came to light, there was one huge decision that left some members of the community confused.
Overwatch 2 will be played with 2 teams of 5 players.
Holy shit! Because people, I think people are worried as well about the.
Good to hold the trigger down.
They're worried about with
different
DPS being so strong. They're worried about it being pretty bad for support. 'Cause normally you have like an off tank to heal for you.
You think 5v5 is the solution? How about you balance your game instead next time?
And while some
I
believed
said the same
it
thing,
would
by the
lead
way.
to better gameplay, the switch to 5v5 forced every pro team and stack of friends to ditch one of their players.
Bro, even the like. Are you okay? What's happening? Oh. Even the up here just looks ugly.
5v5 forced every pro team and stack of friends to ditch one of their players. And since the game was announced 3 years before release, the final years of Overwatch 1 felt hollow. From 2020 on, Blizzard hadn't added any new heroes, maps, or basically any new content to the game, aside from a deathmatch map that nobody asked for. But although they had already given up on Overwatch 1, the pro scene continued to give us some of the game's greatest plays.
Everyone is weak. EQO with the blade.
Classic.
Pulls it through.
Classic.
Builds it up. Will it be enough? 1 kill, 2 kill. Are you kidding me? EQO now finds it with the third. And now it is overtime. Exy moving over to the Tracer to try and deny, but EQO! EQO! What a player, what a star! Fleder now moving over onto the Widowmaker, taking the clutch into his own hands. The headshot after headshot!
I'm sorry, but Overwatch is just ugly now. Like, look at these 2 clips, right? Look at the colors, the UI, especially the kill feed, right? And everything, and then, like, look at this clip. Like, no one can convince me that this shit isn't ugly. It's ugly. It's so ugly. It's so drowned out. It looks like everything is gray. Look, gray floor, gray gun, gray wall. Oh, yellow sunlight, gray right side wall, gray character, gray model, gray UI, gray small kill feed. Everything. No, the new UI does not look great. The game is about a fucking monkey scientist, and you want the UI to look so simple? No, it's supposed to look goofy and cartoony.
Builds it up. Will it be enough? 1 kill, 2 kill. Are you kidding me? EQO now finds it with the
I disagree. I didn't ask.
It is overtime. Exy moving over to the Tracer to try and deny, but EQO!
The old one's trash too? Nah.
What a player, what a star! Fleder now moving over.
Old UI is way better. New UI is trash.
Into his own hands. The headshot after headshot after headshot.
Looks the same to me. Wait, this kill feed looks the same as this? What drugs are you on right now? That's crazy. Smoking crack.
But Chengdu Hunters, they're winning this one out. Muse has fallen, Birdering.
Nah, the colors are so much cooler.
There you go, taken out straight away. It's going to be desperation now for the Gladiators.
Turning it with his Ant Matrix.
With the Ant Matrix. Jimu's been
Oh
taken
my
out.
God.
I don't believe that.
Despite all these incredible...
Name one legendary player in Overwatch 2 Overwatch League right now. I like it. Proper. You just said proper, though. Oh, that sounds really good. That's the lavender one, right?
Incredible moments.
I said play.
Overwatch continued to suffer. Casual fans abandoned the game, finding it hard to care about something that was on its way out. They just kept...
Yeah, but that's what you're saying. You said proper does something cool, right? Cool. He made a good play. But there's no EQO blade. There's no Fleda clutch. Like, there is nothing because the game sucks. Yeah, Merit's 3K is the only one I can think of, barely. You're comparing 5 years to 4 months. If you want to go on a debate right now, I'm just letting you know you're not going to win. Like, I promise you, if you want to debate me, everyone will let you know you will not win.
Making the same mistakes
You won't win.
over
I don't
and
care.
over and breaking the game even further.
Maybe this is gonna be a hot take. I think this shit is the worst thing to happen to Overwatch.
That is true.
This shit is f***ed up. It is not fun. It is not skill.
Oh my god, Echo copy was so... Dude, I remember in in Overwatch ranked, you could throw like 4 diva bombs in a fight.
It is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It is dog shit. This is so bad. I don't know, because people are gonna say, oh, what about Brig release? Or what about fucking goats? Or no, this is so bad.
There was no lights in that tunnel. Like that tunnel was pitch black. We were doing more than fumble in the dark. We were running into walls. Like it was just double shield. There was no hope. There was no communication. Zero. Nothing at all.
But then things got even worse for Blizzard. Throughout the summer of 2021, reports came out about women in the company being mistreated at basically...
I'm not laughing at this. I'm not laughing at the fact that women suffered. I'm laughing at the fact this even happened. A guy stole breast milk from the fridge.
Level. Fans had to reckon with knowing that some of their favorite games were made amidst these disturbing allegations. Jesse McCree, who an OG hero, McCree, was named after, was also accused of sexual harassment, leading Blizzard to rename the character. And just before this mess came to light, the face of Overwatch, Jeff Kaplan, left Blizzard, leaving players unsure what to expect from Overwatch 2. Between fans being sick of the original game, competition from other titles like Valorant scooping up Overwatch's casual audience and former stars, and the world being disgusted by Blizzard, there were few who had high hopes for the new game. Overwatch 2 launched in October 2022, and the problems began almost immediately. Between server errors, concerns about the new battle pass, and, of course, balance issues, there was a lot to be frustrated by.
I knew we could do it. Positive.
Yeah, because I'm playing really hard and just didn't do nothing.
My juicer!
But at the same time, there was a lot to love, too. Players who were able to find their way into a match found that Overwatch 2 was better than the original.
No more door opening, go.
Paid off with faster, more dynamic games. People had hope for the future of Overwatch for the first time in years.
There's no doubt in my mind that what we have now is better than what we had then. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. And even
oh hell yeah, I got no viruses.
I'm super frustrated, when I'm super angry, when I'm tilted, I'm like, I can't believe these players I'm getting. I can't believe these games I'm getting. Even then, you still got to stop and reflect. No, well, at least it isn't, you know, Overwatch 1 double shield. But still, I don't think there's another game that takes my heart, that makes me like addicted the way Overwatch does, that makes me want to keep coming back the next day.
Still, the game felt rushed, launching with relatively bare-bones content and without the promised PvE mode. To some, Overwatch 2 is the same poorly managed game that they gave up on years ago, but with some small tweaks.
In my opinion, I think the only thing that kept me going about Overwatch 1 was the look of it and the feeling of the old game and my nostalgia. And all they did was take all of that away and keep the same game. So